CBG News, CBG News. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Go on. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. Welcome everyone. We're back. But anyway, y'all, yes. I came here tonight, guys, to do an update with you guys with Oren and Orson, Classic, and Sincere. They are the Cal City boys that went missing back in 2020. They were reported missing by their adopted parents, Jacqueline and Drizelle West. And we're going to talk about this on tonight. A lot of you guys, I'm going to wait a few minutes for some people to enter in, and then we're going to get into this because last night there was some breaking news on the case. And I definitely want to share it with you guys. So if you guys have not done anything, make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in. Just allow me a moment here to do something. Cut that down. Now. Cut it down. Yeah, I swear I was on mute. Anyway, make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in. With tonight, guys, like I stated, we're going to talk about Classic and Sincere. Yesterday, there was a press conference on last night of Ryan Dean, the biological mother of Classic and Sincere, or the Cal City boys. Hey Trisha, how you doing? There was a press conference, and the mother, her lawyer, and her family spoke out. Ryan Dean family spoke out because the mother is suing the Kern County DCFS office due to their negligence in taking her children unlawfully. Last night when I got off the live, guys, I went to try to get prepared for tonight, and that was a breaking news segment. So I definitely want to let you guys listen into it. If you guys new to the channel, we welcome you here. Second of all, guys, hey Jamesetta, how you doing? Just to give you guys an update, if you guys just want to know a little quick update, a little quick something about the boys. Their name is Orson West. They were taken from their mother due to one of the boys. It was 3 months old, and his maybe his femur was broken, and they took him away from the mother. They were then they got with Jacqueline and Drizelle West, where they adopted them, and then they came up missing, and they've been missing ever since December. And earlier part this year, the Kern County, Kern County have. Hey Jessica, how you doing? Let me make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. But I have found the indictment, and we're going to talk about it. But they have um, indicted the parents, Drizelle and Jacqueline West, for these boys' murder. And we're going to talk about that. But first, I definitely want to welcome you guys in. From what I'm going to show the indictment. But the first thing I definitely need to do is I definitely need to show the mother's press conference that she did on yesterday. Yesterday, the mother did a press conference on this about how the Kern County DCFS office was negligent and took her children unlawfully, and how they didn't even give the biological mother family even a chance to get the boy. Y'all want to hear that in this press conference that Ryan Dean did with um, her lawyer. Trisha, welcoming everybody in. Thank you, Trisha. Um, y'all, this has been going on for I know almost 2 years, and those babies still their body like that something happened to the boys. We do know that they are no longer with us, but their bodies have not been found. And I would want to shed a little light. Yes, I did, and we're going to. I may have to put that together tomorrow. Like Like it's another story that I got of another wrongfully convicted person that I was scrolling on TikTok, and it's this girl. Her name is trending on TikTok, and her story needs to be put out. And I want to talk about this, so y'all might get me every day this week. But I am going to share your story, Jessica, tomorrow. I am going to as well. I am going to share other stories that I have received. But tonight I have to release this because this is very near and dear to all of us. I've been talking about this since this first came out about the boys. So we definitely want to cover this. Drizelle and Jacqueline are set to go to court in July, y'all, in the end part of July, maybe July the 24th or something like that. They're getting ready to go um, to court about these murder charges. They have retained a lawyer, but there in the indictment there are some very very suspicious things in the indictment that I definitely want you guys to know and read. Um, so um, before I share, let me just pull up the indictment so you guys will know what I'm talking about. So um, let me see. So, hey, Worthy is the Lamb. Thank you so much for coming in. I have been too concerned about it too, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm praying that you know what I'm saying. Only person people that knows the truth, guys. Let me tell y'all something. The only people that knows the truth is the people that were standing in the house, and it all lies with the children. And hopefully, the children probably will be testifying against their parents. Watch. So this is the indictment. If you guys need me to drop the link, let me know. So this is the indictment for Drizelle and Jacqueline West. It says, um, Jacqueline West did with malice aforethought murder Orrin West, a human being, in violation of the second degree murder felony. It is further alleged that the above offense is a serious felony within the meaning of Penal Code Section 192.7. It is further alleged the defendant Drizelle West and Jacqueline West committed a crime that involved great violence, threat of great bodily harm, and other acts of disclosing a high degree cruelty. Listen to this now, y'all. Yes, we're gonna listen to it. Okay, all right. We'll talk about we will talk about that before the live is over. Okay. Um. So it says here that in the it is further that the victim Orson and West was particularly vulnerable within the meaning of California rules of court. Um, it says here the circumstances in aggravation. It is further alleged that the defendant Drizelle and Jacqueline West induced others to participate in the commission of the crime, occupied a position of leadership or dominance of other participants in the commission within the meaning of the California Rule of Court 4.421. It says here it is further alleged that the defendant Drizelle West and Jacqueline West that the manner the crime was carried out indicates planning, sophistication, or professionalism within the meaning of the California rules. So basically, they planned this. They they planned this. They got other people to participate. They basically threatened people to do to commit crimes. So yeah, if y'all can see the indictment, let me know. But um, this is the indictment that I have. If you need me to drop the link, let me know. Thank you, Trisha. Um, so this is the indictment. So this is just the first page. These people did all this. Yeah, premeditated murder. So it says here, guys, I'm gonna make this bigger on the screen. It says here that Jacqueline and Drizelle took advantage of a position of trust and confidence to commit the offense with the meaning of the California Rules of Court 4.421. Count 3, Penal Code Section 273A, on or about, y'all, I'm going to pull it up, September the 1st, 2020 through September the 30th, 2020, Drizelle and Jacqueline did willfully harm or endanger Orrin West, a human being. It says here as well that Drizelle and Jacqueline committed that a crime that involved great violence, threat of same thing. This is to the other bank. Let me just move along. It says here that Drizelle and Jacqueline threatened witnesses, unlawfully prevented and dissuaded witnesses from testifying. Y'all see this on the screen now. I'm just going to pull it all the way up so y'all can see it. It says here, can y'all see it? Let me know. Can y'all see it? Hey, Lenore. Hey, James Ella. Let me know if y'all can see it. So it says here that they took their advantage of, this is me just putting it all together. So they tried to get witnesses from talking to the law. They tried to prevent people from talking to the law. So, and other further alleged that Drizelle and Jacqueline took advantage of a position of trust and confidence to commit the offense without the meaning of the California Rule 4.421. So, they have done a lot. I'm trying to. Okay, so let's see here. It says here as well. This is the same thing they're saying about Orson. So, like they're saying a position of confidence. So they're supposed to be these children's parents, and they're making the children be a part of this crime. Yes, they are making the children be a part of this crime. They had children participating in their acts of violence, bodily harm, and other acts of cruelty, viciousness, callousness, with them doing all those things to hurt those little boys. They had people. Hey Monte, how you doing? Hey Reese. Um, so they set up here and tried to stop witnesses, to intimidate witnesses. They had children, probably the children participating in these crimes or helping do things or harming the children. Like, that is sickening. That is very sickening. Let me take this off the screen, y'all. So what I'm gonna bring to you guys next is I'm gonna bring you guys the mother Ryan Dean's um, press conference. Like I stated, guys, Jacqueline and Drizelle will be going to court in July. So I do want to drop before I forget. Here is the link that I or the link to the indictment. If you guys want to be a part of that, because using that's intimidation tactics if you're using the children, because they're telling the kids, if they're making the kids do it, they probably intimidating the kids to say like, hey, you know what I'm saying? If I go to jail, y'all going to jail too, because guess what? Y'all did help cover up the bodies. But now these children, they probably gonna have to testify against them. What's gonna happen? Um, but just allow me a moment here. So what I'm about to show on the screen on tonight is the mother, Ryan Dean. She and her lawyer and her family have done a press conference stating that she is suing. And I will then have my clients each make. They are suing Kern County DCFS office or Bakersfield for the death and removing of her children illegally. She is suing. So we're going to share this with you guys. I'm going to share this with you guys. We're going to watch it. Y'all tell me what you think. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I do appreciate it. So let's play. Let's listen in. This is her attorney. And I will then have my clients each make a statement. My name is Joaquin McCoy, and I represent Ryan Dean and her parents, Dana Moorer. Moorer is spelled Moorer, and Leaf Dean is spelled Lief, and then Dean, Dean. I represent them in their pursuit of justice related to the murders of Ms. Dean's children, Sincere and Classic Pettis. Sincere and Classic Pettis were murdered after being unlawfully taken from their mother as a result of an outdated foster care model that Congress described as having a perverse incentive to tear African American families apart. The foster care system in America is $1 billion industry, which prior to the passing of the 2018 Family First Act incentivized states and counties to break up biological families in favor of foster care and adoptions. It is undisputed that this broken foster care system disproportionately subjected 50% of African American families to trauma-ridden child abuse investigations. On Friday, June 17th, we filed a lawsuit against the state of California, Kern County, the individual decision makers, and Drizelle and Jacqueline West, who are accused of murdering Sincere and Classic while in their care. The case number in that lawsuit is 2:22 CV 01054 JAM JP JDP. There are 4 federal claims related to the violation of my client's constitutionally protected rights, which protect the preservation of their family. The state law claim is for wrongful death. The lawsuit alleges that the defendants and each of them interfered with
the reunification and the preservation of the family. Placing the children in a home of the West was a state-created danger, and my clients want to make certain that this gut-wrenching loss does not happen to another family in the future in this country. I'm a civil rights attorney, and my clients have constitutionally protected rights for the preservation of their family. The defendants took every step to avoid the preservation of this family. It is baffling to understand how we got here. My client's children were murdered despite her family's pleas to preserve the family unit. Now, when we talk about preservation of the family, in 2018, Congress came up with the Family First Act. Congress turned to the focus of keeping families together, with foster care being the process of last resort. Congress decided that the home is safe and fair, and the government agencies have to prove that foster care is better and safer. Prior to 2018, it was that foster care presumably was better, and you had to prove otherwise. Again, now the foster care system is the last resort. The Family First Act is there because Congress recognized the old adage or the old saying that it takes a village to raise a child. And the child should not be pulled out of that village if the village has a desire to raise the child. Behind me today is Classic and Sincere's village. These are the individuals who expressed the desire to have Sincere and Classic return to their village. In 2018, the federal court, the federal system changed so that the family unit would be preserved and to continue to unify families. Now the government must have evidence to skip over the family. Again, the government has to have evidence to skip over the family. And clearly the state and Kern County were not ready and failed here. They failed this family. Why wasn't the next of kin considered over the West? Question, not answered. Nothing the county or the state did here was geared toward the preservation of this family, as modified by the Family First Act. There was the unlawful taking of the boys in 2016 and 17. There was the removal of the boys from Latoya Spree's home where they were thriving. And then they placed the children with the West. Again, nothing was done to satisfy the federal mandate to preserve this family. There was nothing but hostility with a desire to break this family up. Now, I'd like for you to hear from the family members about the unlawful taking of Sincere and Classic and the eventual knowledge of their deaths and how it has affected them. So the first speaker will be Ryan Dean, the mother.
Hello, everyone. This is hard for me to talk about without getting emotional. I just feel like I didn't deserve this. I'm not a criminal. I don't have a bad record. I don't have a record at all. So for me to take my child to the hospital, being a responsible parent, and to lose my child, and for my second child to be born into it, and for me to take him home for a week and lose him, it hurts. You guys ruined my life.
Okay, the next person who's going to make a statement is the grandmother, Dana Moore.
Despite our best efforts, my grandbabies were still taken away, even though I was approved to have them. They still didn't give them to me. My daughter is not a criminal. She's a good mother. She's a good mother. She's good with her nephews, her brothers. I just don't understand why, you know. My family and I have been treated unfair. There's have been no apologies. There's no respect. There's nothing. It just was nothing. You can't have the kids, and that's that. No explanation whatsoever. I just want answers. Like, why? Why Kern County? What was the purpose of not giving them to me when my house was approved to have them? I'm the grandmother. What makes them think that a foster family was better than their own family? What makes them think that? I have no idea. That's all I have to say. I'm hurt. I'm upset. I'm hurt. And I don't understand, and I want answers.
Now, Leafy.
Grandfather of Classic and Sincere. Kern County, I want to make sure Kern County is held responsible for their negligence of not being responsible of giving my grandkids to me or my baby mom here. What has happened is a sad situation. I hate this happened to my daughter. This is my baby girl right here. And nothing else to do right now but mourn and make sure Kern County pays for their negligence. That's all I have to say. Thanks.
Okay, so now we're going to open it up for questions. So we're going to unmute everyone. If there's any questions.
Yeah, for those that aren't familiar with the case, can you go through the circumstances, unfortunately, what led up to the children's death?
Okay. Well, basically, Sincere was the first kid who was about 3 months old, who was taken from Ms. Dean. And after Sincere was taken from Ms. Dean, she tried to get reunification. So she went to supervised visits, she took parenting classes, did all those things. She was pregnant with Classic. So when she had Classic, a week, I guess, and a half later, after she came home, the sheriffs were at her door. They took Classic without any incident whatsoever. And of course, the family was confused. She had 2 stepchildren in the home. Why didn't they take those kids also if they felt that she wasn't a good mother, or that the home was in danger, the kids were in danger living in the home? So again, that was confusing. So since that time, she was and her family were trying to reunify with the children. There was a foster mom, Latoya Spree, who had the children at one point and they were thriving. They were doing supervised visits. My client was doing everything possible to get the kids back. And then all of a sudden, the county and state decided to give the children over to the West. Ms. Dean's mom went and applied to be, their caretaker, and went through the process. She took parenting classes. She did the psychological assessment. They went to her home. They said that she met all the criterion. In April of 2019, they gave her a letter and denied her ability to take the kids. And they said, we believe that they're better suited to be with the West, but if anything changes, they'll let her know. Well, they didn't let her know. Next thing you know, they found out that the kids had disappeared in December of 20. They were following up, trying to figure out what happened with the kids, because the foster mom, Latoya, had called the West to give them a Christmas gift. And basically went over there to try to see them, and they weren't there, and found out that the West had lied about their disappearance. So then there was a police investigation, and then not until March of this year was it determined that the kids were actually murdered while in the care of the West.
What was the incident on record for the first child?
Yes, okay. So what happened was Ms. Dean came home, and there was an unusual cry from Sincere. And she thought it was unusual. She had known his cry and decided to take him to the hospital. She found out that he had broken legs. So he was 3 months old, very fragile. There was no other injuries to him at all. And again, she came home from work and saw that that there was an unusual cry. She took the baby to the doctor, just like any other mother would. And that's when Kern County Human Services was called by, I guess, the hospital. Yeah. So that's how the first baby was taken.
And then they took the second one a week and a half old.
Yes.
What's on record for that?
Well, we've asked Kern County to give us the file, and we have received no file from them. So we don't know what's on record, but we do know there was no incident. She just had brought the baby home, and a week and a half later, they come to her door to take the baby away. So
I apologize. Okay, go over were there arrests made, murder, charges?
Okay, yes. Okay, well, obviously this is a civil case, and there's a criminal case pending. I'm not a part of the criminal case, but what I do know is that in March of this year, Drizelle and Jacqueline West were charged with murder, second-degree murder, I believe, and some other crimes associated with the care of Classic and Sincere. So is there any questions from anyone on Zoom?
Yes. I was wondering, I had a question for the family. Obviously, coming out in front of reporters and having to relive all of this through litigation is difficult. And so I'm wondering if they could just kind of touch on what kind of motivated to kind of undergo this whole process.
Why do you think the lawsuit is important?
I feel like it's important because I don't want this to happen to any other child ever or parent that's going through this.
Could you also talk a little bit about what you guys miss about Sincere and Classic as well?
Okay, Ryan, you want to start, or you want Dan to start, and then you come back? Dan, come.
What I miss is we didn't get to really know, Classic, for one, because he was taken so early. So we didn't get to really bond with him or get to know him. Sincere, he was taken early as well. But, I was there at his birth, so it's just we miss the babies.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. You miss your babies? Is that
The
what you
babies,
said?
yes.
Okay.
And hold on, maybe Ryan wants to speak to what you missed.
I miss everything about my baby. I miss their smile. I miss the way I used to play with them during visits. I miss just being there. I just miss them being all on me during visit, happy to see me. I just miss being their mother, and it was taken from me.
Well, the youngest one I really didn't get to know because they, like she said, they were taken early. Those are my only grandsons I have. Those are my only grandsons. And like I say, Kern County has to be responsible for this. All of the negligence and the I'm just, they have to pay for this. They have to pay for this.
Well, thank you for speaking. I know this is obviously emotional, but the boys' bodies haven't been found as well. So I wonder if you can kind of touch on what's next, aside from obviously taking the steps of the civil lawsuit.
Well, obviously we filed a lawsuit. We're going to serve all the parties that are involved in the lawsuit, and then we're going to conduct some discovery, and we're going to find what the Kern County has and what the state has with respect to any remains that have been found or anything of the sort. At this point, we know that the kids are not here anymore. They're gone. So, and the district attorney is pretty clear that they were murdered. And so that's what we have to go on. And like Mr. Dean said, somebody is going to be held accountable for this.
I guess also, could you touch on all of the parenting classes and evaluations that the mother and grandmother, grandfather perhaps had to go through? Were those all successfully completed?
Well, I think yes. I think there was maybe a course that Ms. Dean had to complete. But if you look at the Family First Act, what should happen is that Kern County and the state were supposed to give Classic and Sincere to the family. So the grandmother should have been able to care for the children if there was any other classes to be taken or anything like that. Family first, preservation of the family. So Kern County and the state did not follow the federal mandates, even if there was a class or two that had not been taken. I do know that Ms. Moorer completed everything. They did a home assessment. She took parenting classes. She did a psychological assessment. And in fact, if you look at the Exhibit A to the complaint, it clarifies that she completed everything and she met the criterion that was necessary to care for her grandchildren. But it was decided that she was not going to get them.
From what you know today, what's Kern County or authorities that were involved in this case? You know anything about their reason as to why they didn't give the children to either the grandmother or the family?
I mean, obviously they haven't spoken to me. I asked for transparency. We also filed a notice of tort claim. They were supposed to present that to the public so the public could ask questions and have public commentary through the deliberative process. They haven't said anything. They've been silent. So we don't know what their response will be, but I don't know what their defense would be to this case. Clearly, they were the ones who gave the children over to the West when the family was fleeing for them. And then they were killed.
As far as the West are concerned, those folks that
I was talking to a reporter, I know, maybe a month and a half ago, and he mentioned that there was some domestic violence in the home, and asked me, did I know that there was domestic violence in the home? So obviously, I'm going to discover that during this lawsuit. Any other questions from anyone on Zoom?
Would the family like to say anything to Jacqueline and Drizelle? Any words?
Any words for Jacqueline and Drizelle? No.
Inappropriate.
Okay. No. We feel that all of the defendants are jointly and severally liable for the actions taken in the deaths of the two children. So, yes, Drizelle and Jacqueline are responsible. We also think that the state of California and the county of Kern is also responsible because they created the state danger. All right. Is that all the questions? All right, so we're going to close out the press conference. Thank you all for coming. Thanks for following the story. Hopefully, you'll continue to follow the story. We really appreciate your articles, and I think visibility of this case is very important for all families, and for them to recognize that there is a change in the law, in the federal law, which says families first. So you don't have to try to go get your kids. If someone snatches your kids away from you, you don't have to go hire a lawyer and try to get them back. The government has to prove that you're an unfit parent and that the home that you are in is dangerous. So that's the change in 2018, which wasn't before. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. So, what do you guys think of this press conference that the mother did? My heart goes out to her, and I hate that it had to come to this. But what's the most shocking thing is, why didn't Kern County DCFS give the family the opportunity to? Yeah, they didn't do right at all. She may need to. To bring the boys into the home. Because I'm gonna be honest, it was my family has been in a situation like this, and they didn't. If they say if the family don't bring the kids in, that's when they send them to foster care. But the family should always be. I feel like the family should always be the first option, wouldn't it? Because don't you want to reunite the kids back with their parents? Like it seems like they just didn't want to reunite her with her kids at all. And then for them to just sit there and allow them to take the kids, then they did everything that they're supposed to do to get the children, and they still denied them the opportunity to get the kids. Something is not right with this at all. Um, and this is very alarming. So if you exactly right, that's what I'm saying. But only thing, because I have been in that position. Only thing they want to make sure is that the kids are in a safe environment, that they have a place to lay their head if they relinquish the children to the family. Now, I don't know how it is in California, but here in Mississippi, they don't really want to take the kids to foster care. They really want to let your family get the kids so the kids can go back reunite with the mom. Let's just be real. Now, I live in Mississippi, and that's how it works. Um, unless you are, but the crazy thing to me is some that, but then sometimes y'all let the negligent mamas get away with killing their children. Because Jessica sent me something about the mama that just got her child back and the child ended up dying. And I'm like, well, but this woman working and stuff like that, trying to make a way in a week, child, make it make sense. Me too, because I want to know. I bet y'all. That's why they had to. They was gonna never report them kids missing. I noticed that when the lawyer had said that the foster mother that had or Sincere and Classic before Drizelle and Jacqueline got them went to wanted to send them a get them a Christmas gift, and they said that they wasn't there. I bet y'all that's the reason why they had to report them missing. They wasn't gonna report them kids missing if she would have never came up and seen about them babies. They did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They said fostering and adoption is a lot of money. They did, and see, they didn't want that. But when you want the kids to be reunited with their mama, because 9 times out of 10, when a kid's age out of foster care, or you know what I'm saying, they're or get grown, even if they're adopted, they want to know who their biological mother is. No doubt. So that's what very alarming to me that they reported them babies missing. Y'all didn't hear that? That the man said that the first foster mother went to give them a gift, and they said that Jacqueline and Drizelle told them that the babies wasn't there. So, um, so that's how they had to come and report them boys missing, because they didn't know they was not going to report them kids missing if nobody ever came looking for them. They was just gonna, y'all, Lord have mercy. They was going to, they was just going to collect those adoption checks and get those free food stamps off these kids, knowing that they done killed them. Child, Lord have mercy. Lord, 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 Lord. Exactly. Um, I just got that epiphany. Like, they would, if that foster mother, that first foster mother would never came and tried to bring them boys a gift, they would have never reported them missing. And they would have sat there and collected that check. The greed of money is sickening. And get that free food stamp and still claim them on their income taxes, knowing that they done killed these children. Yeah. And I can't wait till their trial, guys, because I am definitely, we're going to discuss it. We're going to discuss testimony and everything. Um, and I want to know if the children, what? Hold on just a minute, I'm back, y'all. Sorry. But we definitely gonna talk about it each and every day that they go to trial. And whatever information I get, I will be giving it and bringing it to you guys. You know, um, because no child, like I said, guys, be the best mother, father you can be. If you are a mother and you're dealing with, if you know that you can't provide for your children, look for a family. Okay, look for a family member that can help you with those children. No, our foster care ain't the best option all the time for kids. I don't know, Chris. But I hopefully it's gonna be on. They have reported it on it. They did a series on it, like they did a whole video dedicated to this situation. So we're going to see. From what I understand, they said that like at one time somebody did a big fire and they had burned some seat covers like way in some in an open area in Kern County, somewhere way deep in some backwoods. And they had found some evidence because they had a van and they're saying that the back seat of the van was missing. No, they have not found their bodies. Well, take care of your children the best way you can. I don't know. We're going to find out the truth. Maybe the children can tell us more on what possibly they probably going to end up testifying, and they probably could tell us more about what happened to the children. Um, because at this point, I'm confused. I want to know why the grandmother wasn't good enough for placement for the kids. Wouldn't you think that the grandmother would be good enough to, if she did everything that she's supposed to do and her house was approved, then what was the issue with the boys? And I'm gonna be honest, guys. I was looking over some things yesterday, and I got on the group about these boys, and somebody had released text messages. Did it? Some a Facebook post that the biological mother, did, and she was talking about that they did take her kids unlawfully, and that she did do the parenting classes and stuff like that. But the only issue is she something about some weed, and she said that she had a medical marijuana card, so she didn't take. I think she didn't take that class, or she just kept she continued to smoke weed because she had a medical marijuana card. But my thing is, you want your kids back, just apply. My heart still goes out to them. My heart still um, goes out to the mother. Um, but she's suing the state, Kern County, Jacqueline, and Drizelle West for $50 million. Now I don't. Is she gonna get 50 million? No, she probably won't get 50 million, but she gonna get about 4, 5, 6. I'll give her that, and I won't stop until I get it. But let me say this: no amount of money. Um, Let me say this: no amount of money is going to replace those little boys because that mother needs answers no matter what. She still needs answers. I know. Um, so, um, we want to see how this pans out. We're definitely going to see how this pans out. As well, guys, I definitely want to let you guys know tomorrow we will be talking about a baby that was killed um, it's a sad story as well. Hey, Lakeisha, how you doing, baby? Thank you for coming in. Yes, yes. And I do want to say as well, y'all, shout out to Shalanthia for yesterday as well, for sending me the information on yesterday. Shalanthia also sent me the information on Everett Jackson. So shout out to Shalanthia. If you listen to Shalanthia, thank you. Um, I understand. Yeah, she's suing the DCFS office. We call it the child support, the Department of Human Services. That's what we call it. The tonight topic, Lakeisha, I don't know have you ever heard of this, but tonight's topic was about the Cal City boys. I have so much I can drop on that. I'm gonna drop the indictment. I can drop that for you. What else do I have? Um, the what else? You can. I'm gonna give you. I'll give you the press conference information from the mother.
And I will then have
what
my
it is,
clients
these boys was
each make a
missing, was
statement.
reported missing back in the latter part of 2020. They were called the Cal City Boys. I started reporting on the Cal City Boys back on January. Was it, y'all, it was like January or February of 2021. Um, you're welcome. And the boys been missing, and the parents, the Drizelle and Jacqueline West, they did a press conference, an interview, saying that he went and picked up some twigs because it wasn't no damn wood, and the boy, he opened the fence and the boys got out and they were missing. But since the new information that came out, let me just put my twist on it. The first adopted mother came to give these boys a gift. They didn't think that nobody was coming back to check on these little boys, so they were just gonna ride their life out knowing that they don't kill these little boys. Let me just go through what I'm gonna say. And when that first foster mother came to check on the boys, try to give them a Christmas gift, they wasn't there. So they had to come up with some kind of lie or story to come up that says that, hey, these boys are missing, knowing good and well they done killed these little boys. So they came up with this story saying that the boys got out. They was outside playing with some chalk, dog or something, and he opened the fence to get some woods and get the wood and rich with some twigs because y'all is in California. It's nothing but dry desert. So they he went riding around the street acting like he wanted to look for the boys. Yes, the foster parents is Drizelle and Jacqueline West. Look them up. It's probably all over YouTube. And um, they basically reported the boys missing. They went looking for them. The people didn't believe them, so their mother, like back in March, they got arrested for these little boys' deaths. But they have lied for over a year and a half about where these boys were, and they have other foster children and biological children. So from the indictment, when you read the indictment, you're going to hear in the indictment where it says they basically intimidated people, they basically coerced people to commit crimes, and all other things. So you're going to see that in that indictment link that I dropped. But I know for sure that's the reason why they came with that lie about them boys getting out their fence because that foster mother came and checked on them. And thank God for her because we wouldn't be where we at today. Let me just say that. Um, exactly. You can because you would need some counseling behind that. Because you know what I'm saying? Because they adopted them, fully adopted them. They had their last name and things and such. So they, you know what I'm saying? Now they're their children. It's their children. Child, you won't believe what be going on in people's crazy ass minds. I swear. They are. She wasn't. They after they were adopted out, to the west, they probably just left it alone. I know. I know that like maybe once a month, the social worker, if you are holding children, are you the safe place for a child? Because I have been through this. If you are a safe place for children that have been taken out of the home, the social worker will give supposed to give you your number, tell them if you need something or you need to talk or something going on with the children, let them know. But usually maybe once a month, the social worker is supposed to come by and um, check on the children. And then like they go talk to the children and you can't even be in the room. They take you out, take the kids out of the home, talk to them privately to see how they are doing. I swear to God. They said it was like 2018, so they was in there for like 2 years before they were adopted. I'm thinking, yes, the they I guess after they probably made it to where the foster mother, I mean, since the mother didn't finish all the parental um, classes or whatever, um, then the Department of Human Services, I guess, have the right to take away your rights. And you know, no, it wasn't. Yes, they will go by the schools too. But it just depends on the situation. But 9 times out of 10, yeah, they will go by the school. But I know for sure maybe once a month they come and they call you when before they come. Like, hey, let me call. I'm gonna come by to check on the children. It's a lot being a social worker, child. My hat goes off to y'all, the social workers, but child, my uncle just ain't gonna do it. Child, I'll be continue to be a customer service representative. Well, I know, like in certain situations, it just depends on what county you in. I'm in Lee County, and Lee County, baby, they don't play up here in North Mississippi. They will take your damn children if you negligent. But they will reunite you with your children. All you have to do is do right. That's all they ask. And some of them give you chances to make it right. But then when you don't do right, they gotta take the children. And that's a job. I'm not gonna jeopardize my job because you want to be negligent. I don't play that. Um, um, let me see what else going on. The kids, I think they were 3 and 4. They were like a year apart, so they wasn't too. There was like 3 or 4, I think. You in Jones County, child. I'm in Lee County, and I don't want to tell my exact location, but I'm in Lee County in the northern parts of Mississippi, and they really here in Lee County, they really if any kind of call, they're going to investigate in Lee, Chickasaw, places like that. Um, I guess it just depends on the social worker too. Um, it all depends on the social worker too. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Some people look at their child, not their child, but a benefit or money or food stamps or something like that, just a benefit. They don't look at them as someone that they love. And some of these foster parents are like this. Some of these foster parents don't have good intentions. They just look at it as a way of not working, getting free government assistance, free Medicaid, free food stamp, free free check, and then still able to uh, claim them on their income tax and get an adoption credit. That's a lot of money. So that's a lot. But y'all, that's all what I have for tonight, guys. But I definitely want to let you guys know that I want you guys to look up this name. Her name is Patricia Russa. Patricia Russa, I will be speaking about her probably Friday. Uh, Probably will be, I'm going to look further into her case. Uh, exactly, Reese. So you know what I'm getting at, child. I'm good. I just pay mine off whenever I pay it off. I'm not going to take on no more children. I love kids, but child, so I ain't gonna put on nothing on myself I can't bear. Um, but Patricia LaRusso, she's from out in Florida, guys, and she has been, um, and she's currently in jail for life without the possibility of parole. And we're gonna talk about her case on Friday. Then I got another case tomorrow. I'm researching and doing one that Jessica gave me, and all the other things that I need to look at. If you know, I appreciate everybody, breaking Reese, all you guys, all my supporters that send me stuff. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Continue to send it to me. If I don't always get to your story, you know what I'm saying, I appreciate you still. Not um sometimes it's just some of it just too much. But if I don't always get to your story, don't take it to heart. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to talk about, just keep it kind of up and down, because I don't always want to talk about killing, raping, and all that. I like them, but don't want one. I understand. But I got my two, and that's it. That's all. Um, Now I might have one more if I'm married. If my husband want one, but that's it. That's it. One more, if that ever happens, but it don't look like it's gonna ever happen in my near future. So I'm good. Anyway, y'all, that's all that I have for tonight. The Duggars, they was on TLC. The Duggars or the Duggars, the Duggars. I know what you're talking about. And it's a lot of people, a lot of foster parents now that are on TikTok and on Instagram and on YouTube. Look them up. Have y'all ever heard of the Doherty Dozen? Look them up. They now I believe they are very they spend the money on the children. So I like them. I watch them um for sure. She got three of her own, and she's taking. I never heard of kinship, but kinship, I didn't know that's another way of helping people. It's like you have custody of the children, but you only let them stay there till the family get themselves together. I never heard of kinship until she put on there that she had two older children. She just let her bring in her home through kinship. Um, okay, and being adoption. So hey, whatever will float your boat. So y'all, that's all what I have for tonight. Make sure you guys on your way out, make sure you hit the like button. Um, if you're new to the channel, we welcome you here.
I'm to the end part. Who want to say it? I want to say the end.
Y'all, my little girl want to say the end. Come on, girl.
What do you say at the end again? I forgot what I had.
Girl, come on.
Can you help me?
You
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe and turn on the notifications bell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I always know that.
Let's say it.
Subscribe and turn on the notifications bell.
Bye, y'all.
I don't know that much. Mama, I don't know that much.